This week I visited the garden and the allotment. But they are called Bloody Warrior because one of the best Sunday lunches in London I've ever had is at this place, number 11 Pimlico Road. While in Chelsea I discover a public vegetable garden, artichokes. But do I need divine intervention after discovering? But on the way home, I've lost my hat. But when I do get home, I discover a present from the cats. So I've just been shopping, 2 bags. Came to £36.28. Look at that, just 2 little bags of shopping. So let's have a look at what I've got. Is it sweet potatoes, some tuna. This is in spring water because apparently that is the best. And how much was that? That was £2.79. Mayonnaise, some lemons because I do like to have lemons in the morning. That's the cat stuff, so that doesn't really count. I did go a bit posh with the chicken because I wanted corn-fed chicken, try and get it as organically as possible, and that came to £3.99 for that, which is not bad. I think what pushed it over the edge was the fact that I got a load of frozen fruit, £2.09 each, and I did get, I think, 2 of everything. Although I thought these were melons, it was only when I was at the counter that I realised they were pineapple chunks. Some bread, because I've run out of my own bread. And that, what's this? This is a seeded bloomer. And that cost £1.09. I think it's quite good. And then some carrots. And the carrots cost... Let me see if I can find carrots on this. Can you see where the carrots are? 40p. See? Makes you start thinking, what's the point in growing your own? 40p. You could buy a few bags of these and freeze them yourself if you wanted to. And then spinach, £1.29. I don't need all that for the meal I'm going to make. So I'll just have half and put the rest in the fridge. And extra virgin olive oil, and there were 2 of these there, and the other one was virgin olive oil, 250, and it's the same price as this, which was £2.99. So I do try and look at 500 millilitres. I don't know what the difference is between extra virgin and just virgin. So that is my shopping today. Trying to be healthy, but the prices are going up and up every time I visit. Just one thing before we finish here. This is the Sky yogurt that I get, and I usually like to get the natural one, but they didn't have any. And it is worth just spending time and looking. So what's this? This is 81 calories. Whereas if you were looking at the raspberry and the strawberry one, I think they were about 128. So it's worth just spending 2 or 3 minutes looking and trying to understand what all these are about. What I try and do is try and get the lowest amount of sugar that I can find. And I sort of think, well, that's something, rather than just picking the first thing you see. So it's about cost, but it's also about goodness. That's why I went for these corn-fed free range. Although I admit it's a bit confusing because, you might read something in the paper next week, they'll say do this, do that. They keep changing their minds. So it is a bit of a minefield, or at least that's what it feels like to me. But let's just get this now in the freezer and I can start making my meal for today. Well, it's the start of that season where the cats are starting to bring in a little gift, and this is the first one of the season. Let's hope it's the only one. There it goes, off to safety. Look at them for a pair of legs. Whee! So I was just walking through London and I've discovered this beautiful garden. No idea what it's called yet. Maybe I'll see a plaque or something. But it's a nice calming garden with water going around the side and colourful geums and alliums. And that's interesting how they've put the planting in straight rows, more like a kitchen garden. And it's beautiful how the water, see a bit of sage there. I wonder if the people in these apartments know they can come down and get a bit of sage. Some mint. So just at the bottom where those trees are, that is the Chelsea Hospital where the RHS Chelsea Flower Show is held every May. Look at these daisies, alliums. But I love this geum. Must get some of that for my garden. And mint. I'm really pleased to see that it's actually vegetables here as well. And down here, look, artichokes. Stunning. Oh, and a bit of some autumn strawberries, and a bit of Swiss beet coming up here as well. Look at that. Wonderful. We're coming to, oh, there's a really large pond now at the end here. Look at that. Beautiful. Really nice. Let's move away from the noise down there. Beautiful architecture though. There's a sign down here, I'll see what it says. The Garrison Chapel. That's what this is. Just came for a meeting this morning which got cancelled, so I was at a loose end. I thought there's no point going straight home, let's just have a wander as I go to the train station. Look at these houses here. Look at these. But if that's all the growing space you've got, then you're going to make the most of it. It's getting a bit windy now, so let's see if we can go inside this church. This is St. Barnabas Church. Look at these wooden doors here. Let's have a look if anybody's in. I hope there's not a funeral going on. One of the best Sunday lunches in London I've ever had is at this place, number 11 Pimlico Road. So if you're in the area on a Sunday, pop in there. Beautiful. When I recently went on my walk to Reigate, I lost my hat. And thinking about it since, at the start of the day I went into a shop and I bought some food. Got some supplies for the ramble, and I think at the end of the day I put my hat into this bag, and on my way to the train station I must have thrown the bag away, forgetting that the hat was inside. So the next day I thought, I need to get on this case quick smart. Can't leave a day go by because it's going to be hot over the next few days, I thought. So I headed straight down to my local town centre to buy a hat. So I'm going to have to get a hat. I need to spend some more money. So I'm going to pop down to Bromley and see if the shop where I buy them is still open and whether I can still purchase one. Here we go, this is where I go and buy my hats. Just hope they're going in there. So this is the one that I went for. Looks exactly the same as the hat that I lost. The only thing is, it is a small, so it's a bit on the tight side, and I thought about washing it to see if that would make it a bit looser, but a friend of mine said that could actually make it a bit tighter, so I think I'm just going to have to try and stretch it over my head. But before I use it, there's something, and I've never said, so this is an exclusive inner secret, there's something I need to do to it before I can use it. Now unfortunately this was the only hat in the shop, and she tells me they are now discontinued, so this will be the last hat. But one thing that I do is I don't like the strap, it gets in the way and I think it looks a bit stupid, so I'm going to cut it off, and this is what I've done to all my hats from over the years. Just cut that off and then get rid of that, and there you go. As you can see, it's just a little bit tight, but it'll do. And it's good to have a hat on, especially this week, because they say it's going to reach 25 degrees. Right, I'm going to go down to the allotment because I need to check on the plants in the greenhouse. So the grape in the greenhouse, no idea what variety it is, but there are too many shoots, and I want to create one main shoot so I can start training it in the greenhouse. And I'm thinking that there's a really nice sturdy one at the back here. In fact, there's two sturdy ones. So I'm going to take all this front growth off because I want all that goodness to go into these two that I'm going to keep. Now, like I said, I've got no idea whether they're white, black, red, whatever. So it will be interesting to see what happens. Now, I don't want to take too much off, but here we have in fact, let me make a decision here. So there's one sturdy one there, and there's one at the back. I think I'll keep this really sturdy one at the back and cut this one off there. Now it might seem a bit drastic, but it will put all the goodness in. I want to move that one because it's going behind the metal and it will smash the glass if it's allowed to grow. Just a few more little bits at the bottom here. I'm not expecting a harvest from this year. It's all about creating the frame. But like I said, I don't know whether it's 2 years old, 1 year old, because I can't find the label at the bottom. But there we are. That is the grape for now. And obviously all the bits and bobs I've cut down will go on the compost bin. Now, as you know, one of my favourite TV shows was the Victorian Kitchen Garden back in the 80s. And I have it on DVD and I still watch it today. And one of the plants that got featured was a lettuce, a very old lettuce, and it's called Bloody Warrior. And this is what I've been growing, and this is the point that they've got to so far. Now I'm going to leave 2 of them go to seed so I can produce some seed for next year. But they are called Bloody Warrior because they believed that the red spots on the leaves was the blood shed in the Civil War. It's very tempting to try a leaf. Obviously they are nowhere near ready for harvesting, but it is tempting, because the problem with these TV shows is they never describe what things taste like. So here we go. Bloody Warrior. Now it may be the way that I've grown them, but that was quite tough and not a lot of flavour compared to the modern ones. And quite chewy as well. But like I said, that could be because of that it's in a pot and it's been growing quite slowly. But it's worth an experiment and trying these things out. But I'll still save seed, even if it tasted awful, because I know there's a lot of people in a Facebook page that I belong to. They would love to grow it themselves. So I'll save some seed, and maybe next year a few of you can grow it yourself, and you might love the taste. I think I need a cup of tea now. Mare's tail, also known as horse tail. If you have it, they say it's impossible to get rid of. But if you dig it up every time you see it, it will weaken the plant. And over the course of 10 years, you will weaken it. So there it is. Now, I haven't got the whole root out because the root will go down several feet. But whenever you see it, just hoe the top off, try and dig out as much as you can, and it will certainly reduce its vigour. And the same with bindweed as well. Bit of bindweed there, just loosen the soil, try and take out as much as you can, and it all helps in the fight. So I've turned up at the garden because I haven't been here for a while, especially on video. Bit of building work going on nearby. And to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to keep this on or whether I'm just going to concentrate on the allotment. But for the rest of the year, I'm just going to see how it goes. But I've got some crops in the ground and I quite like the bit of grass. Remember, this is a garden. And I think if I do decide to keep it, I will turn this into something along the lines of Valentine Cottage, the YouTuber. I don't know if you've seen her stuff. I'll put a link to her channel below. And Valentine Cottage is a sort of woodland wonderland where you can just go and walk around, and it's nice to watch the videos with Colette in Ireland, and it's a space to relax, and I'm thinking that's what this place could be. So I quite like the way that it's looking at the moment. So there's some cabbages in, cabbages, cauliflowers, all your brassicas ready for winter, and some new fruit bushes there. But you'll remember that I've got fruit bushes down the far end. My potatoes are doing very well there, need to be earthed up, which I'll do on my next visit. These crates are just to stop the foxes from getting to the produce. Have another another 2 rows of potatoes there, they're looking really well, and then it's on to the fruit. Everything is in need of a good watering. We haven't had rain, not a good dose of rain, for about 3 months now. So I'm going to leave the grass here and just trim it down. And then it'll be a nice woodland wonderland. This is the new hat, by the way, and it's certainly coming in handy because it is very hot, about 25 degrees today. It's a bit small. What do you think to it? So I'm trying to force it on my head, trying to stretch it a bit. So what do you think of this new format of video? The next one will be next Thursday at 7 PM. But there are some other videos that I've made recently, and they're in the members section. So if you want to see them, click on the join button, and the plan moving forward is there will be one weekly video, 7 o'clock on Thursdays, and there will be extra videos put out throughout the week in the members section. It's just a way of securing the future of the channel. So thank you for your support, and I'll catch up with you either in the members section or here next Thursday at 7 PM. So from me until then, bye for now.